Welcome back to Coming Back Around.
Yeah, we're glad to be back. And it's mid-January, and so we're post-Christmas, and we're really relieved, right?
Yes.
Yeah? How was Christmas?
It was so restful for me.
Okay.
Restful, peaceful. There was like a slow pace to it.
Good.
Just like soaking in, abiding in Christ.
That's good. I didn't feel like the tension and stress that I normally do that around Christmas. I don't know. This year was just chill. It was just relaxed. My kids are 17 and 13. Forget all the time.
Let's figure the math out.
They're old, but anyway, they're not super young, but the boys still sleep under the tree and have all the traditional.
They do. That's so cool.
Yeah, I sleep upstairs.
That's
but
fine.
They have the tradition with their dad. So if I slept better, then I would sleep down there with them. But ever since they were little, Mom was tired. So we can title this podcast, Mom is Tired. That's very often the case. But no, our new name, Coming Back Around, we are very, very grateful for it. And we are replacing the old podcast, All the Likes. So we have a fresh name and a new direction. So we feel really good about that.
Yes, absolutely. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So we wanted to talk about like the new year and going from Christmas to the new year and into a new season. Oftentimes people like to reevaluate their routines, their systems. Some people even pick like a word for the year.
People do that.
Yeah. So
I've never done that, but yes, it's huge. It's a big trend.
It's a big trend. I didn't know if you guys did that too. I've always been one of those people who's like, I really want a word for the year. And I never really felt like anything resonated for sure with me in a word for the year. But today, well, I can say today anyway, but the first of the year, I would say January 1st, I just felt very compelled to lean into the word abide with Christ.
So when she shared that with me, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I want to know the opposite of abide.
Yeah.
If you're not abiding in Christ, I don't know what you're abiding in if it's not in Christ, because it needs to be in Christ. So if you don't know Christ, then please try to abide in Him and accept Him, because that's huge. But the concept of abiding, what is the opposite of that? Well, it's anxiety. You're trying to control things and you're not at peace.
Doing it in your own strength versus abiding in the grace and the humility that Jesus gave to you, so that you don't have to do it in your own strength.
Which is why it's so ironic that sometimes people feel at Christmas time that they're so stressed. And it's like,
interesting.
It should be the most peaceful time, even with the, run around and all of the parties and hosting, and it's so sad that we get so stressed out about it, and we spend all of our money and all of our time, and we just regret the anxiousness and the lack of sleep, and that's what we remember on the holidays, when it's like the Lord sent Jesus to help us abide and be at peace and be at rest. So I'm glad that I had a restful Christmas season. It's not every year that I feel that way. So.
Yeah, me either. This was the first year that I felt that way, which is really awesome.
Yeah,
I
really
actually
great.
Literally stopped and noticed it, because that's how different it was. And so we wanted to connect this a little bit to so in our old name, All the Likes, we talked about what people like, what people don't like, what people are drawn to, and it's constant ongoing narrative in our lives, especially with social media, that we all are a part of. There's not really a way to get away from that unless you live completely off the grid. But I think it's a good thing to embrace technology and to embrace social media so that you can be aware of what's in the world and what you can
make an impact.
Pray against, or make an impact in, and fight for and pray for. And then so with that, one of the thoughts that crossed our brains was do you get organizing tools? Like, are you that kind of person who's like, yay, I can't wait to organize this new year and I'm going to be super organized and that's going to be my thing. Some people like buy systems and get like programs to walk them through that.
And
And
make like a complete week-long trip to IKEA. And
a week?
it's not the Swedish meatballs. Well, not everybody
Wow.
lives only a few hours. We live a couple hours away from an IKEA. But to go there is just like, what am I going to find?
I actually like
my
IKEA.
stuff. I do too.
It's like super fun to go through there. Do you feel like you're walking through different houses when you're in there?
Oh, absolutely.
I just love that. You get like
Yeah.
creative ideas and how you could design your home, and you're like,
I need to go there with a notebook.
Oh, yeah.
And like draw things
Draw
out. Because
out
I find
pictures.
things that I don't expect that I convince myself in that moment I really need.
and then you're like, get it home, and
Dang it.
I don't know where this would fit.
Since it's like a shelf that my husband has to get all of his tools out and like drill into the wall, but Haley really needed this
Oh my gosh, how did you know? That's exactly what we were doing last weekend. We
No,
didn't
you
take
weren't.
notes about this. Yes. We went to Menards because I was like, I want to put up these brackets because I have these shelves from IKEA and we need to install them.
Where?
Funny thing is, I bought these shelves
Like
and
living
brackets,
room or kitchen or
our bathroom, actually.
Okay.
Because we have these, oh my gosh. When we moved in this house, they had these teeny tiny little glass shelves for decoration. It's not really practical. And I was like, I don't want these
for our
here.
perfumes that we
All the little tiny
little essential
knickknacks.
oils. Yeah.
Right. And so two of them fell off the wall, literally, like they were hanging. So I'm like, we're taking these down. And then so we have one and two like spots in the wall. There's just nothing, and you can see holes like right in the wall. And so literally years ago, we went to IKEA and bought shelves, came home, and the project never got done. It's sad, everybody has that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so it sat in our basement, and finally I was like, I think I have the mental headspace to do this. And I pulled it out one day.
What a good way to put it. You need to have the mental headspace to do it.
True.
And that's motivation, yes.
Yes.
So now you've found the
I
mental
was
headspace.
like, it's a new year.
It's
I
a
can
new
do
year.
it.
Happy New Year. Yeah. Okay.
So I was like
Did you need
all inspired. I'm
your
like, so
husband's
honey, where is that drill, that electric drill? And how do I make sure,
Put it in.
like, I want to put it right up? And I'm like, but I don't know. He's like, well, you're going to need this special thing called what is it called? An anchor.
Yes.
And so I was
like
like,
a ruler?
okay, we got to go measure the size. We have to find the right size head of nail or screws to fit in the bracket to hang on the wall. I had no idea there were so many sizes.
Lots of sizes.
There was a wall of just screws. And I was like,
I know.
the heads are different sizes.
Yeah.
The lengths are different sizes.
There's different like
colors.
amounts. Yes.
There's boxes of 100. I'm like, I just need 6. Like, I
Yeah.
don't need 100. And then
You might need 100 later.
so I have so many like holes in my wall from me trying it over and over again. Is that what you mean?
Did you have to spackle it?
No, I have
Okay.
not tried it yet.
Oh,
So I
okay.
got home and I was like, okay, well, we have to put these shelves up, but they're too long. We have to get them cut down. So I was like,
the shelves themselves?
the shelf.
Oh,
So you get the
darn
brackets,
it.
then you buy the shelf, right?
Yeah.
And the shelf is so long, it goes right into the mirror. So I was like, okay, we need to get this sawed off. And I have a big heebie-jeebie thing with circular saws. I'm like, I've always kind of wanted one, but then there's a lot of fear around that. Like, oh, what if I cut my finger off trying to use it? So we got to find somebody who's willing to saw off the end of that.
Did you find somebody?
Well, I asked Lowe's or Menards, and they're like, well, maybe our department would do it for you, but
Usually you have to have like that, like
their
that,
product.
that handy friend that has all the things, you know?
I don't have a handy friend.
Josh has one.
Okay, well.
So he always calls his friend Kyle, and it's like, well, Kyle will take care of this. I'm like, can I just have Kyle's number?
Kyle, I need you.
Kyle, I really would like to hang this shelf.
Please come over. I love that.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I'll
so
give you a muffin. Just hang this shelf.
I'll bake you some cookies. I would do that. I'd be like, thank you so much, Kyle. Here's
Yeah.
some cookies.
I think I have done that because I really adore his wife, too. Megan, she's great. They're going to love that I'm talking about
his
them.
number before
No,
the end.
you probably know him. He went to our church.
Okay.
Yeah, your husband has to have it. If he's not that guy, he's got to have that guy, like that friend.
Yeah. My husband could cut the wood, but we just don't have
Tyler
the
can
saw
do anything. Yeah,
to do it. And I don't want to own that kind of stuff.
No, and where are you going to put it, even if you did? That's one more
Exactly.
thing. They're huge.
Yeah, true. We don't have room in our garage. We have too many bikes.
Yeah. No, not happening. IKEA. That's
IKEA,
where we were.
Yes, IKEA, the shelf. It's funny you brought that up. So I was just thinking about that. So anyway.
I would appreciate getting a gift card to IKEA. It gives me an excuse to go somewhere and there's always something to get. However, there is this obsession of like, oh man, there's always something to improve. There's always something to... And there's a difference between improving and organizing, because organizing is improving, but they're not always the same thing.
No.
You know? But getting more organized creates, for a person like me, and it's not the case for everybody, but it creates peace.
It does.
You can just... There's breathing room.
Right.
You don't have to ask, Mom 10 times, where's this, where's that? It has a place.
It has a home. We call it that in our home. We're like, put it in its home.
You do?
I do. I actually say that out loud.
That's a really... That's a really good...
I mean...
That's a really good idea.
I'm like, where do the scissors go? Oh, they go in their home.
They have a scissor home.
Because where else do they go?
Lost.
Lost.
Actually lost.
Like in the Toy Story movie?
Yeah.
Where the toys are like, I'm lost toy.
Yeah. That's exactly what happens. So
But,
it's past Christmas, but my husband, where was he at the...
Yeah.
He got, the Dollar Tree, I want to say.
Yes.
They have high quality stuff.
They're
and
starting to get nicer things, yeah.
My high schooler is the one that introduced me to these stores, but all of our dishes are from there now, and I swear it looks like we shopped at Pottery Barn. I think you mentioned that already, but my husband just brought back these bins, like, oh, I thought you'd like these, and a part of me's like, did you think I needed them? Like, I mean, like one of those, like...
What are you saying?
Yeah, what's the psychology here? But there is always something to organize and always something to get rid of the stuff that isn't needed, to embrace just a sense of peace and a sense of organization. It just feels so good.
I do love that.
It just feels so good. So I don't know what I'm going to use the bins for.
May I say something? So,
oh gosh.
It's fine.
Okay.
Her and I both have very small houses. And
Adorable, though.
Adorable, for sure.
Absolutely.
Old, charming, right? You would
do.
say that about a cute little house. But it makes it harder to organize things and to store things and to find a space for things, because you really have to be creative.
You have to be,
and
creative
intentional.
And intentional.
About how much you have, where to put it. Is it easy to access for everyone? Because I think they call
What is necessary?
Yes.
Who is the person
Yes.
that... Is it Chip and Joe that say, like, you've got to get down kind of bare bones, what is your most necessary thing when they
Oh,
have...
I didn't know that.
Oh,
That's
what's that
good.
show? Back when they had their show. But you have to find that. You don't have to get rid of everything else. At the very least, you need to find what is like the skeleton of your house, your room, whatever it is that you're trying to organize. Find the things that cannot go, and then work around that. And then figure out, okay, well, I really don't need this box of crayons anymore. Or I really don't need this pen. Clearly, Erin needs her pen. We're not getting rid of this at all. It's a big fluffy pink pen, if you're listening.
Girl at heart.
Oh, it's great. I know.
I am very girly, and I'm
We're
childlike.
never getting rid of this ever.
That I'm playful and childlike, and so this is a fun pen to
You
hold
were-
it soft and flirt. You can
Yeah.
even rub it on your face.
You were very serious about it, actually.
I
when
was.
We started.
I'm like, this is my pen.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, okay. So your
Hello.
pen has a home. It's on the desk. There it is.
or in the little cubby with the other fancy pens.
Oh my gosh! Look.
See, that's the top of one of the pens.
Okay. Well, I'll display this.
So-
Yeah, things need a home. It just feels good. It feels good. You know, there are people now, several friends have created careers out of helping other people organize. I mean, that's how desperate we are because we're so cluttered, we're so overwhelmed. Social media bombards. Our brains are just like just so tightly wired that we just need help. We don't even know how to organize pieces of paper anymore. And we need help. However, the other side of that coin is it's easier to make non-judgmental decisions when it's not your own stuff.
Oh, yeah. I've heard actually it's very helpful to have a friend who's like, doesn't live there and doesn't have any attachment to things to help you.
Attachments and bias, like they're just clean and clear, and they can just tell you yay or nay and help you think through things. When it's your own stuff, you're like, well, wait, what if I use that in 4 years? I should keep it, you know? And they're like, no.
You're good.
No, you don't need
it.
You don't need that.
I like to think of Goodwill as a storage unit. That sounds weird to say, but
Yeah, what do you mean?
what I mean is, like, if I need this item, I can go to Goodwill and get it. I pay a small fee for keeping it there. So, meaning...
You go rebuy your own stuff?
No. I'm saying, like, let's say a year from now I need this specific thing.
Okay.
I go and I'm like, I'm looking for that specific thing, and it might be there. Who knows? Typically,
Like a spatula? Or
like I'm not saying a really, like, unique thing. I'm saying something that you could buy somewhere. But
from IKEA?
if you just need to use it briefly, like, it's like a storage place for those items that, you know, do you really need it in your house all the time? Because then it's more to manage and more to maintain and remember where it is and make sure it stays safe and all those things.
Yeah. Remembering where things are, it's hard. When you're reorganizing, trying to, you know, you're always trying to create space and then you can never find anything.
Which is why do you have the little bins that your husband buys?
Exactly. He's always like, where'd you put this? I'm like, come on, I gave it another shot. Like, you know, round 15 of organizing the kitchen.
Now, would you label? Like, I'm wondering that. Like,
Yes.
would I go as far as labeling scissors,
I had a label maker.
toothpaste,
100%.
hair clips, whatever?
I
Every
would.
little bin, and then it goes right in that spot every
If
time?
in fact there's actual room for it, yeah.
Okay. I have also heard that organizing actually takes up more space than not organizing. The reason is if you have a drawer and it's just filled with stuff, right? If you were to put little bins and baskets in there and then organize everything, there's only so much that will fit in
But it forces you to get rid of the stuff that you really don't need.
Exactly. So when people say, I need to get organized, it doesn't always mean that they're going to be able to keep everything either.
So the pen collection is going to get a lot smaller. You need this pen and maybe two others, and that's your pen.
And if it's this big, it
Container.
won't hold all the other, you know, I could have like 4 tiny thin pens or this big pen.
Yes. That's going in my stocking next year, by the way, so you need to talk to my husband.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
So
here we go. Organizing. Here we are.
Yeah.
But maybe you can give us some feedback on tools that you have. How do you organize your house? Do you keep your house organized year round, or is it kind of a January fix?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you just fall off the horse. It just depends on what personality type you have, which is what we talked about too.
Right.
Not everybody needs, you know, they don't need the security of having organization. They actually are okay in a sense of, I don't want to say chaos in a negative sense, but if you're not organized, things are they feel a little bit chaotic to someone, but to another person, they'll find their thing eventually. They're okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Can't find the floor, it's all right. Step on a sweater.
Oh my gosh.
No big deal.
You know what's interesting? Like, things on the floor bug me more than things on a surface, like a flat surface, like a table or anything like that. I think it's because the space to walk is, I think instinctually for people, like, if it's filled, it's more dangerous in general.
You feel like you literally are tiptoeing.
Tiptoeing through things, which causes your brain to fire. Like, I gotta be aware of where I'm stepping, which creates more stress. So
I think additionally, though, we need to be aware of our surfaces.
True. That creates a lot of space in our breathing room, I think.
Yes.
When my surfaces are cleared off.
Yes. You literally went like this, like my lungs like have more space because my surface. I think that that's true, whether or not that's your personality, whether you think you care, right? It's just generally true across the board.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why my husband blessed me with more bins and baskets.
I love that. That's so thoughtful of him.
We will see. We will see if it ends up being for like screwdrivers, not so thoughtful. If it ends up being for hair bows, really thoughtful.
Hair bows.
Yeah. Well, they're so in style now. They're everywhere.
Oh, that's true.
So if I go to my bathroom and get on my scrunchies and hair bows, I have a hair bow that went with my Christmas PJs because we all have Christmas PJs. I looked like a little girl. This had like lace around like the collar. Yes.
Cindy Lou
Yeah, but the bow was so big that I was like, it's a bit much. It was huge. Huge.
I have to see this on you.
Okay, well, I don't know how you do your hair other than like put it half.
Post a picture of it.
Yeah. Okay. It will. It's a big green bow, but they're so large now. Like, get this, you have to iron them.
No way. How would you do that,
Erin? It's wrinkled because they're so big and they're in these packages or in like they're in these drawers, and so
to iron them.
They're so long.
Talk about extra.
Well, talk to her oldest daughter. I bet she irons her bows all the time. She surprises me all the time with her
Who knows?
Her spiritual gifts.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see about that.
Yeah. Which goes to chore charts. There you go.
Oh my gosh, chore charts.
Yay or nay?
I'm a nay, 100%, 1,000%. How many percent can I make that? Like, no chore chart. Please.
Because they don't work or because you're anti? Like,
I wouldn't say neither of them. Neither of those questions would say yes to that. I would say more like, I have the best intentions. I will buy the chore chart. I will hang it up. We will have a family meeting about it. We will go through it. Lovingly talk about how to do each thing. I was like, these are your chores for this day, and these are your chores for this day. Yep. But then it requires me every day.
Disciplining.
Did you do this? Did you do that? And depending on the season of life you're in, can you remember to ask them? Do you have time to ask them? And I think the mindset has to be like, it's not going to be rigid. You can't be rigid. You can't.
Some people can, and they're really good at it. It's just not us.
I mean, for kids. Like, kids are just wild and free in their thoughts, and it's hard for them to have intention with things like that because their brains aren't fully developed yet.
Have your kids, though, have any of your kids have had a friend that is really organized? Like, the kid likes things where they are, and every so often there's a child that is just
kids is like that.
That's
one of
how
my
they
children is organized.
I don't relate.
I actually am. I like when things are put away and where they're supposed to go. That brings me peace and calm. But I don't mind like living with someone who isn't peaceful or not peaceful, but organized. If that makes sense. I'm losing my train of thought here.
At the end of the day, it's if it really becomes a problem in your home, that's different than just this isn't my preference.
True.
So if like, for example, if mother or father, like one of them, assuming it's a family, really, really has a value of, in order for my head to be clear, in order for my priorities to be in line, I really need this to be clean, this to be organized, this to be picked up, or what have you.
Yeah.
Then that becomes a respect issue.
Right. And I'm not anti-chore at all. I think chores add value. They teach lessons. They teach just like a sense of, I care about this. This is ours. I'm going to take care of it and responsibility.
I'm going to take care of it.
Yep. There's a lot of values. I'm not saying anti-chore. I'm just saying like the chart itself. I don't operate well with that. I would operate better on spur the moment things. Like I would say, I see the dishes need to be washed, and then I assign it right then. I don't anticipate, I don't play out, these are the expectations on Monday, these are the expectations on Tuesday for this child and this child and this child. That means I have to manage all of that, and that's just not my personality. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, it's not really my personality either, but at the same time, if that system was in play, because at some point they're gonna have an employer or be in a relationship where things need to be a little bit more reliably cyclical, you know, like you need to be able to accomplish this without being asked, without being reminded, without being pushed, without whatever. And so I would love for my family to be a little bit more robotic that way. That's kind of how it feels. But I will say, if you are struggling in this area and your kids are not as clean as you'd like, or it's more of a, you know, hardship in your home or in your heart that you prefer, my child, being a 12th grader, my 12th grader is now as clean as he's ever been. And I can tell you, raising him his whole life, that has not been my experience. And so they can change. You just don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
I would not have guessed that in high school he would have these values of organization, and it has come with a vision for his life and other influence. So for your kids, like they answer to not just us,
but I think,
but like coaches, and you know, they have other areas in their life where they have requirements and they're fulfilled. And so they bring that emotionally and psychologically
I think
into their
the
house.
vehicle and how you bring that is different. Like for me, Chore charge, not gonna work. That vehicle to bring that does not work. But the vehicle of teaching, I see this needs to get done. I am going to put aside my desire to do X, Y, Z, and I'm going to instead help someone out. I'm going to take that on. So like in my home, my husband and I share responsibilities, but we have never titled, you do this and I do this. It's always been, when we see it needs to get done, we do it.
It gets done.
Because we love our home, we love our family, and we want to take care of one another in that way. And so it becomes a sense of like, not an obligation, not a checklist. It becomes of, I'm doing this out of the love of my heart for this person, my home, myself. I'm being responsible in that way, but I'm also being honorable of those things. Like I'm honoring my spouse or my children or my sister or brother by putting these dishes away. As simple as that seems, it makes the household function better. So you look outside yourself. I want to teach my kids to look outside of themselves and see, where can I be of help to someone else? And that like definitely falls into their future, like which with their coworkers and their friends and their spouses.
By the time our kids, which they have a range of ages, which we've shared, but by the time they come home, whether it's at 12 after preschool or 5 o'clock, you know, in high school, when they come home, there is just this need for freedom, right? Just let me be.
Yeah.
So there needs to be that place of safety of like, I just need to be free from obligation.
Sure.
I was just in a place of, you know, tension, responsibility, even if it's excitement, still is, it takes a toll.
It does, and I agree.
So coming here, like coming home is like, let it go. But then they need to realize, okay, I've had my space. It's okay for me to respond respectfully to a request to get something done.
Yeah.
So, and if they don't like it, then, oh well. And
like
if they, you know.
Yeah. True. It's
like,
and they
sometimes
learn.
they need to suck it up.
I think by practicing that at home with your parents, you start to learn, okay, now I have a roommate. I'm going to take like 30 minutes after I get off work to just relax. But then I'm going to say like, oh, looks like we need more milk. Or, oh, it looks like we need to get this wiped up. I'm going to do that because I live with this person.
Do you know what I tell
a shared responsibility.
What I tell Jackson, my oldest, is, well, I've told both of my kids actually. Here's where moms could really use the help. When you leave the room, turn around before you shut the door, before you walk away. And look at how you left the room. And it might just be one or two things need to be picked up, or that way you're living in a place where you can see the floor, where the laundry's put in, even if it's just tossed in the laundry bin, there's small things. But when you leave the room, just quickly give it a glance, give the room a glance behind you. That way you know what you're coming back to.
That's great.
That has really, really helped.
That's a very practical and simple thing.
Just turn around and look.
It's not...
That way I'm not shoulder tapping.
Right.
I feel like the shoulder tapper at my house. Yes.
And just say it over and over again. And then they're just like, oh.
And then they don't
care.
care.
There's tension and fighting and resistance. And it's not like I'm trying to avoid that. I know that will happen sometimes. But I feel like I remember the day. It took several times with my first daughter just saying, look around you. Mm-hmm. Who needs help? Does that person look overloaded with all their bags? And after a few years of just saying that kindly to her, she will say, let me help you with that, Mom. Mm-hmm. Let me take that for you. Oh, I see that you need this fixed. Let me do that. And so I've instilled in her like this automatic, I'm going to help out. Mm-hmm. Instead of, I just want to do my own thing. I don't really care. And I know that can happen as they get into teenage life. And
sometimes it ebbs and flows.
It does. It does.
But then what blossoms later is when they become an employee, when they're in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
Like when they become a college student. Like it starts to show that those, overall, growing up, they received enough structure to where they can survive responsibly.
Right.
And even if they aren't perfectly clean, because sometimes people look back and resent their parents for being so clean. Just depends on the person. But they can look back and value order. My dad has said many times that all conflict is value oriented. I've heard that like my whole life. Well, what do you value? I value order and cleanliness. There are several reasons for that. God is a God of order, so I'm not going to get on a high horse about that because the universe is also pretty chaotic. But it also,
wow, that would be a long conversation.
Darn it. It's true. Yeah. I value order. Someone would come to my house and be like, you do? Really? There is a spectrum.
But there's seasons. And there's
spectrums. Yeah.
And if you're sick, you're pregnant, you're out of a job, like your mental health is really struggling. Exactly. You're going through a grieving time. You're taking care of special needs children or your aging parents. Like there's so many things to life that can hamper. And I think it's all about just like seeing it with grace and being willing to just bend and flow.
We talked about
being
that,
aware.
Self-aware. Yeah. If you're aware, like even if it's not the ideal situation for you, you're not treating yourself perfectly, you're not charting yourself exactly the way you want, but if just look at yourself, kind of in your own life, turn around. Look how you're leaving a room. Look how you're leaving a room in your heart and see what's one thing I can do to just pick up a pen, move a pen to the side, or pick something off of the floor. And just what's one thing to simply create more order for yourself. That way when you come back to yourself, when you come back to your home, when you come back to your room, whatever it is, you've got more breathing space. You've got more breathing room and more order.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, setting the scene. Yeah. Not to say that chore charts are bad. I hope that did not come across.
Oh, if you have chore charts and you rock them in your house.
Great. That's your thing. That's how you do it. Like,
give me a call because I would love to know. Maybe there is a piece that I'm missing and I should be using all this time. But
yeah, I think it's just knowing yourself and giving yourself grace to realize that just because you see all the chore charts out there at Dollar Tree, it doesn't mean if you don't buy it and use it that you're not organized or you're not able to give your children chores or be responsible with your own chores. I think that's just one tool to use in many ways. So
and they're there. Those in the organizing bins, it's all there.
Yeah. Organizing bins.
And we'll just see. I know my son's going to college next year. We'll see how he organizes his dorm.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty wild.
That is crazy to think
I know.
about. Oh, don't even say it. can't.
I know. How boys organize their dorm rooms.
It's not about that. I'm just
We
like
will
thinking
just
of him
see.
leaving your house. That's all.
I know. I don't have enough wrinkles though, so we're good.
I don't think that's a requirement.
Give me that collagen. We were talking about collagen earlier. Like, put it in my drink. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, the Lord is ready to send him out. I mean, he'll be back.
Of course.
Laundry
And
is
he's
laundry.
not going
Yeah.
far either.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Imagine if he was like going across the country. Many people send their kids across the country, across the world to college.
Yeah.
And that's not our situation. He'll be close to home, but still living on campus, and so you can feel pretty far away when you're on campus. We felt that way.
I did. You're like in a bubble. In college.
Right,
on
especially
campus.
when you're like on a meal plan and you go to those great cafeterias, if they're in fact good. But a lot of them, that's where a lot of the money goes, is like the food, because that's what college kids want. And so I'm telling you, we go there now to eat, and I'm like, I'm basically at a 5-star restaurant. This is so unfair. That's why we don't cook very much.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. Okay, weekly cleaning we talked about.
So we'll probably, I think we'll come back to this.
Yeah.
In the next couple of sessions. Just like, I feel like there's so much to unpack with the concept of what abiding in Christ is. Because it is a very loaded and heavier word. The beauty of it, I love, is that it brings how you don't have to do it in your own strength. If you spend time in his gentleness and his humility, you will have a restful soul, because abiding means I am permanently setting up camp in you. I am asking you to love me, and I will love you. No matter if you love me or not, I'm going to love you.
Well, and what's hard for me, sounds silly, but it's actually hard for me sometimes when I feel like when my home is not in order, that I kind of have a failure issue. You know, like I feel like, gosh, I'm failing. My house is just falling apart. You know, the laundry's not done, the dishes aren't done, you're not doing chores or whatever. Like, it's just not a good day, it's not a good week, it's not a good year, whatever it is for you in that time. And to remember, the Lord actually doesn't care about that. He cares about you and how all of these details shape and form you, yourself, your family, and discipline and habits, and that all does matter. But those things don't make who you are.
Right.
And that's really hard for me to reconcile those things. I'm like, yeah, but my bed's not made, and it's supposed to be. And it makes me feel chaotic when the pillows are everywhere. And the Lord, if that is an example, like, just lay in it. I'm right here.
Yeah. Yep.
It's hard for someone like me to grasp.
Let's pray for that. Just that we experience that supernatural power in belonging to him. So that's why he came for us at Christmas. And then taking that beauty and that peace into the new year with us, instead of like trying to start that new rat race or productivity that we
pounding
start
it out at the gym or whatever it is.
Get going and then we drop off a month later. You know, that's so disheartening. But instead to set our intentions more on Christ instead of that thing, and I guarantee you will find so much rest and peace and comfort and
find an
accountability.
Find an accountability partner.
Yeah.
If you need it. You know, Erin's mine, and so to find someone to say, okay, if you're feeling anxious, how can we bring this situation where you are, you know, whatever's going on in your life, whatever, if it's a conflict or whatever, let's pick it apart if we need to. Otherwise, cover it in prayer, and let's just abide in Christ. And you will find rest. Oh, man. Looking forward to talking about more bins and baskets. There's a lot more to say. There is a lot more to say.
Personality types.
How we handle stress.
Grace for others that you live with, and how to fill their cup and push yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone because you love them.
Yep,
and then them to you. Just like weekly cleaning. Do you do a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday thing?
Stop there.
Monday is mop day. Becca, get your mop.
I had to teach her today that dust is like 95% human skin. She didn't know that. Okay, fact check me, but like it's mostly human skin.
Dust accumulates every single day in my house.
Cobwebs.
I dust and then I look back and it's dusty again. It is crazy.
I know.
That's a lot.
We need to have like vacuums that we can just like tie to our waist and just like are behind us that we never do where we walk.
The one that's the big circle and it just is like
this. I don't understand how the Roomba just takes care of everybody's problem. I'm like, how do you get in those corners? There's no way.
Did you know they make one now that it vacuums and mops?
No way. The same thing?
Yes. And then it unloads itself in its little compartment when it's full. It knows, I'm full. I'm going to go back to my house.
Okay, that's demonic. That's not okay. There's no way.
Yes, it's programmed. Like you can set it on your phone to map out your house and where everything is. It's amazing.
How much do they cost?
I don't know. I don't have one.
Write that down. We'll talk about it.
Roomba mop. Got the pen. I'm ready to go.
You guys, it's good to be back. We're excited to share more with you, and thanks for being with us today. Keep writing.
All right. Bye-bye.